What's going on, YouTube? It's your main man, Mr. Council, back with another video. Saturday motivation. You know how we do. Saturday is a day that is uniquely your own. Most people working 9 to 5. So by the time Saturday gets here, most people feel they need to take their foot off the gas. But most content creators, business people, artists understand that Saturday is the day to put your foot on the gas and handle your business. I'm excited today, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get into my motivation, I just want to announce that I just got the physical copies of my latest project, Better Man Chronicles Volume 1. I'm so excited. Got my man, Just Juan, on the back. Rest in peace. I love you and I miss you every day. When you finally get your project in your hands, I've had the digital copies available since the 4th of July, but when you finally get the physical copies in your hand, it's just a feeling of true accomplishment. It's a feeling like no other. It's almost like having a child, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, this is my third album, so this is my third baby. This is my third child. I don't have any children of my own, so this is my third baby, and I treat it as such. My music is very important to me. It means everything to me. It is my legacy. It's my gift that I'm leaving behind once I'm gone. So I take it very, very seriously. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be doing this. When I was a kid, I used to always admire songwriters because I would just sit in awe of how they could put words together and make them sound so great in music and be so meaningful. I mean, R&B was really meaningful to me as a child. I would understand what those songs were about, and the way the writers and the singers would lay it out. It was nothing short of amazing to me. And I always used to wonder, like, how could you do that? And I had the talent of singing when I was very young. And honestly, I always was a writer, but I wasn't a songwriter. And so to me, it just boggled my mind how these people could actually put these records together the way they did. And so when I finally started writing songs myself, I got a great understanding of what it means to create art, to create music, and it changed my entire life, and I will never be the same. Today I want to talk about finish what you start. Finish what you start. So often we begin things. We get excited about new things. You see something on TV that you like, you're inspired by something that you see in real time, and you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you set out to do it. And the moment it gets hard, what do? We give up. We make excuses. We give every reason in the world why we should not continue forward doing what we're supposed to do or finishing that project. Now, I remember when I was a kid, my mother used to always make us do stuff that we didn't want to do. Always. I mean, from tennis camp to Bible camp to the usher board to Cub Scouts to the choir. I mean, volunteering at the hospital. Anything that she could think of, she would make us do. And I would be like, why? Why do we have to do this? But it was until I got older that I understand she was trying to expose us to as much as she possibly could, because you don't know what you like until you finish. You don't know what you're going to like. I remember the first day my mother made us go to tennis camp. Man, I was into basketball, football, things like that. And I'm like, tennis camp? What is this? And going through that experience changed my life. Tennis has been my favorite sport pretty much for the past 30 some odd years because of that. I was able to get into the advanced group when I was 8 because I gravitated to the sport really well. I went on to win amateur trophies and little, I don't want to say big time in tournaments or whatever, but just little, little events, and most of us would be new at it. But once I had gone through camp, I thought I was pretty good. So I would win a lot of things. And then when I got to high school, I joined the tennis team, and I played on the tennis team for 3 years at Central High School. I'm saying that to say I would have never known that if I wasn't exposed to it by my mother. I would have never known I had a gift to play tennis if I wasn't exposed to it and if I didn't try it. And also get through it and finish it, because a lot of times when you first are exposed to something, you don't like it, but then after a while, you start to realize it might connect with you. It might become a part of who you are, another aspect, another level, another piece of who you are. And so too often we begin things and we don't finish them. I remember when I finished my first album, Awakening of a Sleeping Giant. That project is special to me today. That's my first baby. I held on to that project for so long because I believed in those songs so much. But Ash Rogers was the main producer on that album. He probably did anywhere from 70 to 80% of the beat production on that project. And I went to him to give him a copy of it when I was finished, and he was so proud of me because he said, most people don't get here. It's a lot of artists that do a lot of recording and a lot of talking, but they don't get here to a point where they have a completed project. And that made me think. And from that day on, I set out I wanted to finish anything that I started. Now, I do have an album that I never did complete because the guy I was recording with ended up getting some work in the Middle East and he left. And I just kind of dropped the ball on that. And that's one thing I will always regret, that I never put those songs out there. So that's something, that I'll have to battle on my own time. But what I'm saying is to say is, once he told me that, it unlocked something in me. And it helped me understand that everybody is not the same. Everybody's not going to finish. Everybody's not going to have the discipline to finish what they start. And I knew I didn't want to be one of those people. I knew I wasn't just doing this music as a hobby. Like a lot of times, especially when I'm getting older, a lot of times people look at it like this is a hobby for you. I'm a professional in what I do. When I hear music, I automatically, especially if it's an instrumental, I automatically think about what kind of words I could put to that music to make it something even greater. This is just in me now. It's just a part of who I am. And so you have to understand that you never know what you're going to learn. You're never going to really truly have an understanding of who you are on the inside until you finish what you start. Because even at the end, when you finish something, you may not ever even do anything with that, but it shows you that you can accomplish something. Graduating from 8th grade, graduating from high school, graduating from college, graduating from grad school, those are all major accomplishments. Those are things I had the discipline to finish all the way to the end. And every one of those things changed my life in one way or another. And so if you start something today, finish it and see it all the way through, because you never know what it's going to make you on the inside, and you never know where it's going to carry you, and you never know who it's going to bless, because that might not be for you. See, we don't understand that we are vessels, and we all are here for a particular purpose, and you may not even understand the purpose, the true purpose of why you're here. Because see, I have a great understanding that there's a higher power that's in charge. Now, I might not be a religious man, but I understand the presence of God. I understand the presence of God and his hand in everything. And so you have to understand your place in this world. You are just a vessel. You are blessed with gifts and talents that someone else, a higher power, gave to you. Now it is up to you, while you're here, to spend the time fostering those gifts and talents or wasting them. What are you going to do while you're here? But what we have to understand is that your gifts and your talents aren't just here to bless you. They're not just here for you. They're here for the world. So the thing that you could do, you never know how what you're doing is going to impact someone else. And it's just your job to do the work, and you let God take care of the rest. So all I'm going to do is spend the rest of my life doing what I do great. And that's making music and inspiring people. And God is going to lead me to where I'm supposed to be. See, I stopped and pulled back from church because most people they're there, but they don't truly believe in the things that they're talking about or experiencing every week. Some people are there to socialize. Some people are there to feel important, prop themselves up. But most people truly don't really have the faith that they talk about in church. And me stepping away from church, I've been able to amass more faith now than I've ever had in my entire life. I know God is going to carry me to where I'm supposed to be. So now there's joy in the process. I find joy in the process. And it used to be, it wasn't joyful. It wasn't always a joyful experience. It almost seemed like it was a burden on my back. It would seem as if it was a burden on my back. And now that I'm not reaching for money and I'm not focused on how much money I'm going to make off what I'm doing, and I'm just worried about the art, now I find joy in the process. So finishing the things, anything that I've set out to, has truly changed me and made me a better man. And that's why I titled this project Better Man Chronicles. And it's only volume 1. Because my journey to becoming a better man is far from over. It's just beginning. This is just volume 1. The first act of my journey. The first act of being a better me. And in finishing this album, all the things that I went through, the amount of money that I spent, how it changed me as a person, how it's making me more disciplined as a man, how much wisdom I'm amassing throughout my struggles. Finish what you start, because you never know how it's going to change you. You never know what it's going to do for you or someone else. Because at the end of the day, please understand, this is not just about you. Remove yourself. I don't walk around thinking, oh, I'm the greatest songwriter ever. I'm a vessel. This is the gift I was given. And it is my job to foster it and make it better and become the best writer that I can be. But I have to understand at the end of the day that it was a gift that was given to me. I was just not me. We always like to prop ourselves up and pat ourselves on the back whenever we do something good or something great. And you better give that respect and that thankfulness to that man upstairs, because you wouldn't be doing it without him. So many of us, once we gain a little bit of success, we just become so arrogant and we make it all about us. And I don't want to do that. This gift is for the world. This needs to be heard. And I'm not going to stop till the world hears this album. And they know my little brother just won. The true MC he was, the great man he was, the great brother, friend, son that he was, and will always be in our hearts. So please, if I can encourage you today, finish what you start, because you never know where it's going to take you, and you never know how it's going to bless somebody else. Remove yourself from the situation. Understand that what you are doing, the gift that you are blessed with, is there to bless others as well as you. But understand you're just a vessel. Don't put yourself up on a pedestal. That's why so many people have such a great downfall, because they spend their entire lives putting themselves on a pedestal. I'm better than no man. I'm documenting this journey so you understand that I am just like you. The difference between people that finish and the people that don't is just discipline. That's it. Discipline is the key to success. Hard work and sacrifice will take care of the rest. Finish what you started today. You all know I'm on a journey to losing weight. I gotta finish. That's gonna be a lifelong journey for me. So it's gonna be a continuous process. But no matter how many times I fail, I'm gonna get back up and get myself in the gym. No matter how many times I cheat on my diet, I'm gonna start back over and try again. Finish what you start today. Because we don't know how much time we have. And we don't understand who we are truly blessing by our gift. Remove yourself. Work in your passion. And let God lead you to prosperity. That's my time, y'all. Peace to all my people in the struggle. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Only got like 53 views on that last video. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I am truly blessed in this moment. If you can see, I'm truly blessed. Because I know even if I'm only touching 50 people every week, I'm touching somebody. So comment in the video if I'm saying something that you resonate with. If something is touching you. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And make sure that you get your copy of Better Man Chronicles Volume 1. Because throughout the process of making this album, it changed my life. And I know if you just take a listen to it, it'll change yours too. Tell a friend about Mr. Counsel, because I'm coming. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Show your boy some love. Peace to all my people in the struggle.